Hey everyone, I decided to make a few more videos. I appreciate all the messages that you guys are sending me on my 300-gallon tank. I just tonight or today, since I posted a couple of videos, or I think I just posted one video today so far, I've received probably over 100 messages and I have not even read half of them yet. So I apologize if I haven't gotten back to you guys yet. Don't take it personally. I'll get to you guys as soon as I can. But just for the few dozen messages that I already did receive, I'll try to answer just a few questions that I did get on the tank, just the tank in general right now, because I did receive questions about the sump, about my aquaponics system, about my lighting, about my tank, about my fish, just everything in general. So I'm just going to break it down into a few videos. So bear with me here. I still am receiving a ton of questions on the tank itself and the fish itself. And some of you, this is probably old news for those of you who have already seen my tank and familiar with it. So I apologize for that. But I did receive plenty of messages to make another quick video just to touch upon it and try to answer all the questions. So this is my Marineland 300-gallon deep dimension tank. It's 6 feet wide, 3 feet front to back, and I think it's 27 inches or so tall. Again, it's a Marineland tank. This tank I actually completely took apart and I resealed it all myself. Marineland, for those of you who may not be aware, there was a issue with some of the Marineland tanks for I was told at least a few months. I guess last year there was a bad batch of silicone that I was told about that were on some of the tanks. I didn't want to take a chance, so I resealed the whole tank and rebuilt the whole tank myself. I've done that to other tanks before in the past. I've built, other tanks of this size or smaller in the past. So I'm not recommending anyone to go ahead and silicone your own tank together, but that's just what I did here with this tank in particular. So anyways, 300-gallon tank. There are roughly, I would say, 60 fish. There's 3 Synodotus cats hiding in there somewhere, and a few really nice rare plecos also in the rocks there somewhere. So anyways, mostly peacocks and haps. There is that one lone, where is he, somewhere, bright yellow Mbuna that I love, just for his awesome color. There he is. They all get along really well. The reason I have so many fish, and some people are like, well, that tank looks really overcrowded. I don't think so. Personally, I like it, but the main reason I have so many fish is because it really keeps the aggression down, big time. I rarely ever have fighting at all. Now that I say that, I'm sure someone's going to start fighting here, or locking some lips here, like maybe these 2 albinos over here. Anyways, so that's why I have so many fish. I got a bunch of questions. What are these black things in the corner? These are wave makers. They are made by Jabao. These 2 in particular, I have one right here, obviously, and one on the other side of the tank down there. These are the model PP15s. I've had these guys for probably a year and a half, 2 years, and they have been great. They are fully controllable. Here is the controller right here. Sorry, it's hard to see it. I'm taking this video at night, obviously, just so I don't get that glare. This room that this tank is in is really bright, and the glare from the sun really screws up the video sometimes. So I'm sorry if it's not easy to see some of these things. But anyways, so that is the 300-gallon tank. Trying to remember what else. The background is made by Aqua Decor. It came from Serbia. This one in particular did. And this actually was a custom model. It is not a, I was asked, what is the model number or letter on this one. They do make different models and whatnot. This one is actually a custom one that I designed, that I made. This particular one, there are dual overflows. You really can't see them in each corner. And if you look closely, I had them cut out, like right here, for example, this hole back here, that is the lower intake. And the top one up there, which I'm getting photobombed here with all these fish, you can see it up here. That is the top intake. So they are molded right around the intake boxes. It was a huge pain in the butt, but we got it to be exact, and it's perfect, and the water flow is awesome. So that is the background. The sand, well, I used to have, I'm trying to remember the name of it, I think it's the Echo Complete, I believe it is. It was the black and white mix, and I got kind of tired of it. I used to have all black sand in my tank, and I wanted to go back. So what you see here is actually black diamond blasting sand. I got it from my local Tractor Supply company, and this stuff is so cheap. 50-pound bag, I got it for $9. It was really quick and easy to rinse. And this stuff, let me just clarify this. Sand itself is actually pure black, but as you can see, it's well mixed with white in my tank because I could not get, or maybe didn't bother to get, all of the old sand out. So it did mix a little bit with the white. I actually like how it looks. And I actually might end up adding a little bit more, but I don't know, we'll see. So that's it for the sand. Lighting, I have Beamswork, a 6-foot Beamswork LED. I can't remember the model number, but it has a ton of LEDs on it, white, blue, green, red, so it is very bright. I actually have 2 lights on here. That is the first main light, and then the second light more towards the back, more illuminating the rocks. That is a 4-foot light, and that is made by Current USA. And that one actually is the one, if you've seen my other videos, that is the light that produces the lightning storm and the sunrise, the sunset, all these other effects that I have on this tank that I do from time to time. As far as that goes, up top, that is not the reflection of the tank light. That is actually background lighting. I was asked if it was the Current USA light, background light, whatever it's called, whatever they call their light there. Sorry, I don't know the name of it, but no, that is actually just a LED. It's kind of like that tape or rope lighting that Amazon sells. I bought it off of Amazon, and it has a fully programmable controller, and it does multiple different things. Really cool, all different colors and tones, and just you can just really get crazy with it. So that is what that is. And just trying to think of what else off the top of my head. I should have wrote a lot of this stuff down. I'm sorry if I'm not getting to everyone's questions yet. Largest fish in the tank, I know that was asked, is my Fusco, and really hard to tell on the camera here. It's shooting this with an iPhone, but he is, I would say, at least 10 inches. Most of these guys are pretty big. These peacocks, these obies, you know, my sand diver, they're all pretty good size. You know, at least the peacocks are all pretty much full grown, or you know, most of them are. So let's see what else. Feeding, I feed them. I do have a pretty decent, I think, video on what I feed, how often I feed on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, by the way, is One More Fish, and you can find a bunch of videos that I have on there. The food I feed, there's a whole bunch of foods that I feed, from New Life Spectrum to Northfin, just a whole bunch of different stuff. I mix it up all the time. So that's about it. I always get asked about the stand. Let me close these doors here. I have some blue effect lighting going on right now underneath. The stand, I built everything with this tank. You know, that's kind of what I do for fun. This is nothing really intricate, but I built this stand with the, I don't know if you want to call it a countertop or a bar or whatever you want to call it, and I have these chairs pushed back right now so I can take a video of this tank, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. Built the stand, the canopy top, and see if I can shed some light on here without getting a reflection. There it is. So it's hard to see in the video, but it's pure white with gray trim, and that's about it. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I can touch on right now. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Tomorrow I am going to probably end up being 2 more videos, just because I received so many questions on the sump that I have, the 75-gallon sump underneath here. And I do appreciate all the comments and questions, and I will try to get to everyone's comments. I'll kind of go through all the other messages tonight and see what I can come up with. And I'll show you kind of a how-to and a step-by-step setup, or how to set up the sump itself. And then, of course, obviously, the video I posted earlier, I received a bunch of questions on how to set an aquaponics system up like this, and how mine's set up, and the bulkheads and everything else, the PVC pipe and everything else I used. So I will go ahead and get that out tomorrow. I will make that video in the nice bright daylight so it's easier to see. And oh, one last thing. I get this question all the time. I get asked all the time, how is your water so clear? How do you maintain it to be so crystal clear? That is kind of a hard question to answer and kind of an easy question to answer at the same time, because I keep up with my water changes. I'm doing at least 50%, usually 70% water change once every, I would say, 6 days or so. I'm doing a water change. That helps to keep the water clear and clean. And the other big thing, huge thing, guys, I can't recommend this enough. This to me has really been a miracle just to keep it absolutely crystal clear, is this stuff. Chemi Pure Blue. And I am not sponsored by these guys whatsoever. I don't reap any benefits from showing this product off at all, but I do believe in it. I do believe using it. I've been using this product on my saltwater tanks and my reef tanks. I've been using it for years, and I've been using it on the African cichlid tanks for probably, I'd say, at least a good 3 years or so, just on the African cichlid tanks. So it just it keeps the water just absolutely crystal clear. Just reading off of it, you know, the front of this bottle says premium activated carbon high grade ion exchange resins. It's basically an all-in-one. It comes in a nylon mesh bag. It's really nice. All you have to do is take it out of the container, wash it out. It's, you know, very little time to wash it out until it runs clear, kind of like charcoal, but it's very fine grain material that they use, and it is just awesome. They say it lasts 4 months. I just, out of practice, I change it out once every 3 months. For this tank, a 300-gallon tank, I buy this one bottle, which is good for tanks up to 300 gallons. So really, in my opinion, maybe I should be running 2 of these, but I am just running one. And I actually just bought this one the other day to change out, and it cost me $62 on Amazon. So it's not cheap, but it is definitely worth it. You know, it takes out metals, chlorine. It basically takes out everything. It's kind of like a super carbon. So I highly recommend looking into that option. If you have smaller tanks, you know, there's different sizes, obviously, so it's definitely more affordable than what I'm doing here with mine. But anyways, sorry for the lengthy video. I will be making a really good video tomorrow, and hopefully posting it tomorrow on the sump setup, because I'm just getting bombarded with questions and comments on the sump, and I really appreciate it. And I will definitely, I know I promised a handful of you guys and girls that I would make a very detailed, in-depth video on the sump and show you exactly how it works, and maybe give you some pointers. You know, if anyone is out there not sure about wanting to do a sump, or wanting to do a sump but not sure how to go about it, or where to start, or how to set it up. There's many different opinions out there, of course, and you know, there's more than one way to do it, of course. So I'll just show you guys how I do mine, and we'll go from there. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned. Here comes another video right behind this one soon.